Hello everyone and welcome to the fourth lesson, which is called Stop Reacting. In this lesson, I'll tell you how to stop the chatter in your mind. We have now identified the chatter, and the next step is to stop that chatter. How do you do that? Well, again, it's in the name. You stop reacting to it. I want to start you off with a quote again from Maxime Lagacé, who said, "Dissolve your ego before it dissolves yourself." She also knew that identification with the ego, or the chatter in your mind, dissolves your true self. It clouds or it overshadows who you truly are. The minute I became conscious of this, about being separate from the chatter in my mind, and therefore being a different person, when a thought appears in my mind now, I can feel almost that it is not me. It feels different. Its energy feels different than mine. But that is the beautiful thing about it. It is truly realizing that you are separate. Now, if you have never heard this before, it's going to feel a bit weird at first because you've been identifying yourself with that for such a long time. But the way to deal with it is basically to stop reacting to it. When you stop reacting to it, you don't give it energy. You are not feeding it with how you have been feeding it before. It is like having this annoying fifth grader bully. And what is actually the most effective way in order to fight a bully or to defeat a bully? It is to stop reacting what the bully is doing. It is to not give it any energy. There is a little story of what I want to say to you from my past. And this is the first time I truly felt present and I truly felt silent. And this was when I was 21 years old. And I remember this moment quite clearly. It was my first year at this new job, which I still have now. And I was behind the cash register. I remember even the weather that was like. So it was a store inside of a mall. And the weather was beautiful outside. And the sun was coming through the windows on the ceiling. And I was feeling quite weird that day as well. It was quite an easy day, so not a lot of people were shopping. And I just was standing behind the counter, put my hands on the counter. And this thought appeared in my head. And it said, what if I just stopped thinking? Because by then I was really anxious. The anxiety was really bad. And the depression was kind of there too. But the anxiety, that was way worse. I was in full panic mode almost all the time, and I had a lot of panic attacks, and life was just basically one big struggle. So this thought appeared, and I was like, well, okay. So I accepted that thought. I became silent. I enjoyed the weather, even though I was inside. And for what felt like an hour, but it was probably like 30 seconds, I felt tranquil. I felt happy. I felt like more like me than I had ever felt before. I felt truly in touch with who I was for these 30 seconds. And my whole world was changed in that moment because of those 30 seconds, because of one thought. Now, from this moment on, or after 30 seconds, the anxiety was back. You know, my life was as it was. That was for a beautiful 30 seconds. But that did kind of kickstarted me into believing that I didn't have to think all of the time. I went home screaming to my mom, Mom, I actually did it. What? What did you do? I stopped thinking. It is possible, Mom. I didn't know that was possible. And that was such a weird concept for me that not thinking was actually possible. Like, I didn't know that was possible. And it baffles me that not a lot of people think that that's possible, but that's just because a lot of people have been reacting to the bully inside of them. You need to stop reacting to it. Reacting to it gives it power. Not reacting to it doesn't give it power. It is quite easy, but as I said, I have to make it complicated. Now, I'm not saying that this is easy, you know. There are some people as Eckhart Tolle explains in his book, The Power of Now, there are some people who stop reacting and they completely change their lives in an instant. But I do believe that those people have been building up to this moment, and they are quite ready to change their lives now. Most people, they hear this information, then go about their day, and they still are reacting to this bully in their minds, the ego, because they are just used to doing that. Now, I'm not saying that my mind is silent all of the time. It is not. But I am experiencing so many silent moments, and I experience so many positive moments, that it is now weird to me when a person says that they're listening to their thoughts. So your life will change. You are kind of the operator, and you decide how fast you change. But it's not easy, the bully will fight back to you, and it will try to reel you back in. And you will have a harder time than before, probably, because all of the insecurities that you have bottled up, which you are now conscious of, because you're actually also conscious of what you're thinking, the deepest wounds, they will come up. So be ready for that. I'm not saying that this is easy, but I'm saying that it shouldn't be easy. This is finding your truest dream life. So why would it be easy? Don't let it be easy. Just embrace it. Embrace the contrast. Embrace what is in front of you. And stop reacting to it. Because it doesn't need a reaction. Actually, all suffering is self-made suffering. Because when a person is silent, as I was in those 30 beautiful seconds, there wasn't a care in the world. And when you become truly silent right now, there actually isn't a care in the world. And you will experience beautiful moments full of silence. And I'm not saying that you have to go through an anxiety disorder or depression or anything in your life. You could be an average healthy person and still have the right to become silent. This is not for people who experience great suffering. And by the way, I believe that everyone experiences great suffering, and the suffering cannot really be compared to one another, because what is suffering for one isn't suffering for the other. So I don't want anybody to feel judged or to be judged in any single way. I just want you to realize that you have the power to change your entire life by changing your thoughts. And the first step is to just stop reacting to those thoughts. I believe that life is this beautiful journey that we're all on. And it is not about the destination. It is about the journey. How cliche that is, it is true. And everyone does it by their own time. Everyone goes through it by their own time. There's no blueprint of life and what you should do. It's a beautiful thing to keep learning and to always be learning, because I have another quote for you. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing, by Socrates. There is always more to know. I'm also urging you to keep reading upon things and to keep realizing things and to always be on the lookout for more information and to actually use that information. Because when you know a lot of stuff, that's cool, but knowledge without use becomes useless knowledge. You should use the knowledge that you know. So now that I have gone on a tangent, which I am sorry for, I urge you to stop reacting to the ego in your mind. I urge you to realize that that is not you. That you have a birthright in order to feel positive all of the time. Even though that it doesn't seem possible right now, the new intuitive you, she doesn't, or he, they, it doesn't agree with that, okay? It knows that you are meant for this life. Now, stopping reacting is the first step in order to get rid of the ego and finding your true self again. And after that, we can become truly silent. And that is also the title of the next lesson, to become silent. So I'll see you in the next lesson.